The following program contains graphic images that may be disturbing. Parents are advised that these images may not be suitable for young children.
This is what? A tooth! Guess where that tooth was? That was lodged in a man's navel cavity. He'd been suffering from cold-like symptoms for over 2 years. Yeah, and it turns out he had a tooth in there. And we're joined now by board-certified ENT Dr. Paymna Simoni to explain what happened here. First of all, anyone's guess here. I don't know how the tooth got up there. Any ideas, Dr. Simoni?
Well, in this case, this person was being treated for sinus infection, and he got just regular sinus infections that all we do, and he was not getting better with normal medication. So what the doctor did was they did a CT scan, and they saw this like abnormality in his nose. So they went in and trying to remove it. Once they removed it and they tested it, and it sounded to be a tooth growing in his nose. It wasn't a tooth placed in his nose, it was growing in his nose.
This is very rare though, right? There have only been 23 reported cases between 1959 and 2008.
Yes, having tooth growing somewhere else in the body is very, very rare. That's why it wasn't diagnosed very early on. For example, it's like 0.1% to 1% of population, they're growing tooth other places. It can grow in the sinus cavity. It has been reported to grow in the orbit, in the eye. Yeah, it has even been cases in the ovary. The tooth was found in the ovary. So it's rare, but it happens.
And then, like hypothetically speaking, if no one had found this, what could have transpired later on down the road?
So since this is an object, or this is a part of a body that was not supposed to be there, the body realized that it's not supposed to be there. So body develops this immune reaction to it. We call it granulation tissue. So it would be just this tissue of like the infected tissue around it, and it would be infected and infected and infected, and it would not get better until you remove it.
So if the going rate from the tooth fairy for a regular tooth is $1, how much do you get for a tooth that grew into your sinuses?
That's worth at least, what, 50 bucks? $1?
I'm thinking of Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
But there is a takeaway here. As an ear, nose, and throat specialist, if you have chronic sinus infections and you're getting repeated bouts of antibiotics, you really have to ask your doctor to dig deeper, do you not? Because then there almost certainly is some structural problem there.
Yes, absolutely. Chronic sinusitis can happen by many different factors. So if people getting chronic sinusitis, which is like a yellow drainage coming out of the nose, and if it's more than 3 times a year and it's not getting better, you need to be seen by a specialist, not just a regular physician. You need to be seen by an otolaryngologist, which is an ENT.
But don't walk in and say, Doc, I think I have a tooth in my sinuses. I watched the doctors and I'm convinced it's a tooth.
Or if you do say that, then just say, Dr. Travis said, it's probably a tooth.